Good evening, folks, and welcome to this week's episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. Just going to start off, I'll give my water a quick cold water rinse as per normal. I'm just going to pour the beer up and we'll talk a little bit about it, read the can, see what information we can get. It's pretty clear. Anybody's at home watching, you're probably saying, hey, it looks like a lager. And if you have, you're correct. The beer we have this week, as you've seen on the start of the video, actually it was kind of hard to see. It's really a plain label. When I picked it up, I'm reading it, I thought it was Lost Craft. I thought that was the name of the beer. However, doing a little bit of research, Lost Craft is actually the name of the brewery, and it's out of Toronto. And the beer is a Unifeye Premium Lager, and the Unifeye, U-N-I-F-E-Y-E. I have no idea the significance of the name. Looking online at the website, I couldn't really get a lot of information. The website, in my opinion, needs some work. It doesn't really give much information about the beers or the brewery. I know they're a craft brewery, they're out of Toronto, they've been around since 2015, and my understanding from the website, they pride themselves on making different beers from around the world. So I couldn't really get much more. I know the person who started it, my understanding, she was working in financing, and basically she just got fed up with it, wanted something different. So she started traveling around Europe, visiting different breweries, and as we all know, throughout Europe, Belgium, Czechoslovakia, Germany, they're all well-known beer countries. So the things that she learned, she came back to Toronto and she basically opened up a brewery. I'll read the label, see what kind of information we get. As I said, Lost Craft is the name of the brewery. It's a Unifeye Premium Lager. 4.2% alcohol. Just once again, it says Toronto ingredients, filtered water, malted barley, hops, and specialty yeast. So no real additives. Main beer ingredients. On the back it says Unifeye is a small batch brewed all-natural lager combining selected ingredients from around the world. Based in Toronto, Canada, Lost Craft embraces diversity and is committed to being active in the community where we operate. And it says, think global, drink local, and then it just gives the website. Alright, so we know it's a lager, and because it's lager, I'm actually using a Pilsner glass. We talked about that before, different types of glass. With that being said, it's not a true Pilsner glass. It could be called a footed Pilsner glass. However, a true Pilsner glass is pretty well straight. This is a little bit unique. This would be a true Pilsner glass. It's basically straight. Well, it's straight. There's no curves to it. You see how this one goes a little bit different? Another type of Pilsner glass, as you can see, this one's got a little bit of curve to it. And they're kind of similar to, remember we had the German wheat beers? And this is the glass we use. So it's kind of similar, however, the big difference between a Pilsner glass and a wheat beer glass or Weizen glass is a Weizen glass is known for the curvatures. So there you go. And the Pilsner glass, they're obviously used for Pilsner. Bock, another type of beer, it can be used for, and even sometimes a blonde ale, people have known to use them. So. It's not a bad beer. It kind of threw me off. The first sip I had, it actually, I'm not quite sure why, but almost tasted like an ale, just for like a brief second. And then, oddly enough, there's not a lot of taste at all, almost like a light, mass market beer. said at the beginning, I said, it's clear. It's actually not really clear, which is different from for a lager. I'm kind of a little bit perplexed. It's not a bad beer by any means. The Pilsner glass itself, there's the idea behind a Pilsner glass is it's tall and slim, a little bit wider at the mouth, and it's known for showcasing the clarity of the beer, the bubbles, the sparkle, the carbonation, but at the same time retaining the head. And that's why I'm kind of a little bit thrown off, because normally with a Pilsner lager, you're going to see the clarity of the beer. And with this, it's not really clear. I'm just going to zoom in. Like I said, it's not a bad beer by any means. But it's not what, normal with your Pilsner, your lagers, you're going to get a clear beer, but it's not really clear. Like I said, that's not a bad thing. It's just not what I was expecting. Especially in a Pilsner glass. Like the whole point of a Pilsner glass is to showcase the clarity, the bubbles, the carbonation. But you're not really getting the clarity here. But once again, it's not a bad beer. Also, a Pilsner glass, if you want to remember, a Pilsner glass is kind of shaped like a trumpet. And this one even more so. You got the shape of a trumpet. Alright. I don't know what to think. On the website, they say, describe this beer, they say, refreshing and light, I'll give it that. It says, with passion fruit and citrus notes and a floral tropical aroma. I'm getting that a little bit. It's definitely refreshing, it's definitely light. It's not a bad beer by any means. I'd say it's a good beer. I wouldn't really say very good. It's it kind of reminds me, I hate to say it for a craft brewery, it kind of reminds me of a big brand beer. Your typical Molson, your Coors, almost like a light version of a light Labatt's or light Coors or light Budweiser. I guess I was expecting a little bit more from a craft brewery. I like it, don't get me wrong. I'm getting a hint of something there. Maybe it's just what they call the passion fruit or the citrus notes or the floral tropical aroma. Alright, so I'm going to give it a rating for Lost Craft Unifeye Premium Lager out of Toronto, Ontario. I think I'm comfortable giving it a 3.5. Like I said, I'm enjoying it, but I'm a little bit perplexed. The color, and it doesn't affect how it tastes, obviously, but it's just surprising calling it a premium lager. I actually expected a little bit more clarity. But like I said, it's not a bad thing by any means. It's kind of, maybe that's what they want, kind of throw you off a bit. Yeah, it's definitely got the citrus notes to it. Geez. By any means, folks, the Lost Craft, all their beers I've seen on their page, they all come with the basic label. Once again, that's not a bad thing either. I mean, concentrate on the beer, not the label. But if you find this one, pick it up, and I'd love to find what other people think of it. I don't think I'd rush out and buy a 6-pack, but I definitely would have it again. So I think 3.5 is reasonable. It's a good beer, by all means. Very good, which would be a 4. I'm not quite there yet. It's a good beer. So there you go, folks. Lost Craft Unifeye Premium Lager. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 for this week's beer. The weekend's coming up. Pick one up. Let me know what you think. Until next beer, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.